Welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. This mic is driving me crazy. That's the TV viewers. This mic is driving me crazy. It gets in the way. And of course, I have to pick you up. You're bad not to work with me on that. You got to meet me halfway here.
I've always heard the phrase, there's a big elephant in the room. I believe that's the big elephant.
It is. It's big.
800-pound gorilla in the room. Have you heard that?
The elephant one, yes. The 800-pound gorilla, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
What it is, it's so obvious. It's
like
an 800-pound, and that's very obvious.
It is. You're right about that. Well, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show, WUAT, and then also Channel 18 Valley TV and YouTube. We're doing good stuff on YouTube. Over 25,000 views. That's good. We're international, Papa.
I'll tell you
What about that?
We may be international, but I'm not flying to any of those pots in the world where they want us to be performing live, because I'm not going to get on a plane. You remember that?
You don't want to know why. It's silly.
It is not.
It's silly. It's silly, folks.
It's real.
Real silly. But anyway.
That was not rehearsed.
We're going to get to some announcements coming up. There's a charity.
This is the most informed community in Tennessee.
You're right. I agree with
Thanks
that.
to WUAT and Billy.
I agree.
Most informed community in Tennessee, I guarantee you.
Yeah. I think so.
I know so.
We try to help everybody, don't we?
Well, either that or you're trying to fill time slots with something. So.
Well, you got to do both.
But I would rather
it's
be
a win-win.
I'd rather be doing what I want to do.
Yeah, that's not like it. Don't work that way.
Okay, let's get on with it.
It's not all about Albert, is it? That's right. Anyway, keep the kids warm. This is a good charity, Pawpaw. Keep the kids warm. Colt Drive is going to be held here in Pikeville. It's for sizes newborns to 5T. They're being collected for this charity. And drop-offs can be made at First Farmers and Commercial Bank and Citizens Tri-County Bank until November the 14th.
Then you can't give a code if you're so minded.
Well, I doubt they'll turn your way. What do you think?
What I was thinking.
I highly doubt it. Wheeler PTO basketball registration's getting underway. I coached out there for years.
Yes, you did.
I coach at Pikeville now, but they got a good program out there.
Had some good little ball players over the years.
Yeah, they have. And that's getting underway, Pawpaw. Sign-ups are currently underway for basketball and cheerleading. You can pick up a participant form at Wheeler or BCMS at, let's say, the middle school and the high school. Or one may be downloaded by visiting the Wheeler Elementary School website. I didn't know that. The cost is $25. For the first child, $20 for each additional child in the family. All forms must be turned in by November 18th. to avoid a late fee of $10. Remember, late applications will only be filled if slots are available. And First Southern Pawpaw's having their trunk or treat Halloween night, October 31st.
What time does it start?
5:30.
It'll be dark by 5:30, won't it?
Mm-hmm. They always have a good turnout for that, don't they?
Oh, yes. Hundreds.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that's real good.
We're trying to figure out a way we can corral them and channel them into the church on Sunday morning.
Yeah, not bad. Well, Second Chance Pet Group. Volunteers are waiting for your calls. Pikeville and Dunlap procedures have been modified due to scheduling problems with one of their clinic providers. The new process involves various surgery days at various clinic providers. Please call and discuss your spay and neuter needs. We'll continue assisting the community as we have for the past 5 years, just in a different way. Call 554-4442. Leave them your name, phone number, best time of day to return your call, and tell them what services you need. Their volunteers will call you back to discuss your needs and make the appointments for you. Prevent a litter, be part of the solution, and fix your critter. I know it by heart.
But do you know how many fours you quoted there in a row?
There's a lot of fours.
5.
Yeah.
5, 4, 4, 4, 4.
You kind of get tongue-tied on that, I know it. Nickel Roll Music Hall presents the Legends of Country Music. Kerry Hassler and the Nickel Roll Band will be performing on Saturday, November 5th. Showtime is 7 p.m. Tickets are $12 in advance, $15 at the door. If you'd like to reserve a ticket, call 447-3000. And the bazaar that reaches far is going to be on Saturday, November 5th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Pineville United Methodist Church right here on Main Street. There'll be various handmade Christmas crafts for sale.
They do a good job.
They do. They'll have baked goods, homemade candy, many handmade craft items such as wood crafts, jewelry, fabric crafts, and more. This year the featured handmade craft is a beautiful crocheted Afghan, and it's called Spring Flower. There'll be a drawing for this Afghan. Tickets are available at Bilbrey Insurance on Spring Street, and tickets will also be available at the bazaar. And the winner need not be present. For more information, call 447-2951 or 881-3915.
They've been doing that for several years.
Yeah, I think they said that. Yeah, it's the 8th annual.
Oh, okay.
That's real good.
So,
you can still go today at First Southern Pawpaw. The Southern Strollers are having a yard sale right now as we speak. Go check it out. All the proceeds go to the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life.
that's a good deal. They're hard workers.
Yes, they are, and I love it when they have the bake sales right across the street.
That's been nice.
Yeah, they do that every year.
I have taken brownies over there.
Yeah, no, his brownies are world famous, folks. They're really good. Really good.
You know what? One year I baked some brownies for a benefit. They brought, so help me God, they brought $60 for a plate of my brownies. In a bidding,
Oh, really?
in an auction, you know. People were
That's
bidding
good.
against each other. Guess who got?
Who?
Paula. She paid $60 for my brownies. And I would have given her the plate of brownies.
So your daughter done that. That was nice of her. Well, we got a benefit. We've been talking about this quite a bit. It's important. It's a benefit held in honor of Tim and Jill Mills Hahn to help pay for medical and living expenses due to extensive injury and recovery time after a car accident this past July. This left Tim unable to work, and there'll be music and food from 3 to 5 p.m. The music is by the Andersons, and of course we said by their son, Timothy Hahn. The food, you'll have barbecue plates for $8, hot dog plates for $6. They'll include baked beans, coleslaw, potato chips, dessert, and a drink. And the auction will be at 5 p.m., folks. If you'd like to donate, just drop items off at the Bledsonian Banner or Three-Way Market prior to the benefit. And if you have any questions, call Lydia Barger. The number to call is 423-762-0926.
So that's a week from tomorrow, right?
Yeah, and we've been talking about it for a while now.
Right.
We're going to show these cowbells ever so often. This is an inside joke, and we'll tell you guys more about that later. But anyway, let's hear your announcements, Papa.
Oh, I get to take part in the show today?
Oh, listen at him.
I thought you were hogging the spotlight.
You're full of it.
The Farm Bureau annual meeting will be on the 12th.
Yeah.
That's next month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, which will be down at the Bledsoe County High School
Cafeteria.
That's where
We
I
get
work.
to have a lot of things there. They really do.
Well, it's convenient. It will seat 202.
I was wondering why.
Seating
Okay.
capacity is 202. Of
Well,
course,
that
if you had
makes
more than that,
sense.
they can bring in some chairs, I'm sure, and put in portable tables. But the tables that
Yeah.
are there and the seating arrangements takes care of 202.
Well, yeah, that's makes sense
We
now.
don't feed 202. We have 3 shifts. And
Oh, yeah.
We'll feed around 475 to 500 and something, 520 maybe.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, let me tell you, you're talking about hot dogs at hot dog supper. They had hot dogs and chili today for dinner.
Did they?
Sure did.
Did you eat any?
Not yet. The Asia family will be performing. This is again at First Southern Baptist Church. Boy, there's a lot going on. I believe I'll start going there.
There's another inside joke.
It's going to be.
It goes there.
This is going to be the 5th Sunday singing, and that's this Sunday.
Yeah.
The after tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
And it will
right.
start at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So you better come early to get your seat. We probably
Have you heard them before?
No.
I haven't either,
I
but
think we could probably take care of 250 to 275 people. So everybody come on in.
that's right. Come on down.
Come on down. Okay, now we have been observing people
Yeah.
off and on walk over here to the Veterans Park
especially since the waterfall
Well,
is
the
complete.
waterfall, I'm sure, has a lot to do with it. But
There's
I've been
people
watching
there
today. I've been here for 30 minutes, and I've seen 3 or 4 couples walk up there and scan
Have
the
you?
2 stones that are there. And see, there are more stones to be erected with more names. But people are looking for names of loved ones.
As we speak, aren't they?
Right,
There's
right.
2 over there right now.
So the Bledsoe County Veterans Park Board is inviting you, the community, the county, the city, to a dedication ceremony at the park right across the street from us, and that will be a week from today. No, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, and we got a formal invitation right here.
The 11th.
WAT did, yeah.
That'll be the 11th, because it's going to
Yeah.
be 11.
Because at 11, yeah, there you go. It's right
all
after
your
that.
4s there a while ago. Now we gotta put
Yeah, I know. They're trying
November
to trip
the
us
11th.
up today.
It will start at 12:30.
Hmm.
So that's going to be nice to dedicate that one.
I think so too.
I don't know how much money that's cost, but I'll tell you
I haven't
what,
heard.
it has required a lot of labor,
Yes, it
a
has.
lot of hard labor.
And it took
I
a
saw
while, but
those-
they
I
wanted to
saw
get it
those men
right.
pick up those rocks, boy, they were strong as Superman. Maybe I dreamed that.
I think you did.
I did.
Yeah.
They used a machine to pick them up. But
Yes,
can you
they
imagine how
did.
much one of those rocks weigh?
Obviously a lot, Papa.
Samson would have had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the Boo Bash.
Let me get that out of
I've
your
been
way.
hearing this on the radio.
Second
WAT
annual.
radio. I don't listen to the other radio.
Well, there you go. There's the right answer.
Main Street Committee is presenting the Boo Bash, and that's going to be
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's not Halloween, is it? That's
No, but it's
that's
for
Monday.
Halloween, yeah.
And it's going to be from 5 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be all kinds of activities to engage you, like games,
Mm-hmm.
haunted. I've never heard of a
Haunted hayride.
Haunted house, yes. The haunted hayride.
Be interesting on it.
Movie on stage, and this is the Patriot that never did show up.
It's not the Patriot.
You don't think-
No.
You think it's going to be
It's gonna be a
Nightmare on
Halloween.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't know about all that. I doubt
What's
they're going to let the
Silver-
kids
what's
watch
the
Freddy
Silverhands? What's
Krueger.
his name?
Freddy Krueger.
Music, of course. Costume contest. And the
We had Sawyer here last week, and you know he won it last year, and he told us he was going to be a garbage man. So
Somebody told
We'll
me
see.
that the outfit I had on last week would have won had I waited and entered.
really, what delusional person said that?
Patricia.
Oh, she just wanted to make you feel good.
They're going to have trunk or treat. This county is going to be trunk
You
or
should
treated
come back
to death.
tomorrow and do that. Yeah, trunk or treat
Everybody
is a
is
big
trunk or
deal.
treating.
I agree with that.
Trunk or treat. Yeah.
That just kind of,
What they're
I don't
trying
know.
to do is eliminate the word trick out of Halloween.
yeah, I believe
It
so.
does not belong in the vocabulary anymore.
It's all about trunk or treat now.
treat. And you know what? I think I heard our church say, or somebody, decorate your table. I ain't
Really?
lying. I ain't lying.
For the trunk or treat event they're having. Wow.
So please decorate your vehicle or trunk. A trophy will be awarded for the best. This is going to be here at the Main Street stage.
Yes.
And it's sponsored by the First Farmers and Commercial Bank.
Mhm.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. And last year, Papa, yeah, we'll show everybody the poster they had for it. And last year they had a great crowd for it. And I think a even bigger crowd will be there this year.
Well, one thing sure, it won't get rained out.
No, we have a heat dome sitting
There
over
is-
us right now, Papa.
There is no water at Fall Creek Falls. The Cascades have cascaded away. They're not there. You know, when the children of Israel crossed the Red Sea, the waters divided.
You say some of the craziest things.
Listen, the
I am.
water was on each side a wall of water. But
Mhm.
when they crossed the Jordan River
Mm-hmm.
to go into Jericho,
Mm-hmm.
the water was dammed up.
Yeah.
And the water that was below the dam ran away. There was no water. It was dammed up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we've got at Fall Creek Falls and here in
Well, the Cascades are still there. It's just we're in a
the
drought.
rocks are there, but there's no water to cascade over the rocks.
Well, the water will be back. I have faith.
When-
Water will be back. It
When?
just will. I don't know when, but it will. When this heat dome goes away in December. The heat dome is
I'm
here
gonna
till
write- I'm
December.
gonna write that down.
No, you do what you gotta do,
You
bud.
are a prognosticator if you can foretell
I
when
do-
it's going to rain.
I just have
It's not-
faith that it will. That's all I'm saying.
God got a direct line to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Big country breakfast coming up. This is going to be at the Veterans Hall on State Route 30 West.
Yeah,
And let me tell you, they know how to put on a breakfast.
they do. Yeah.
There will be biscuits and gravy, eggs. I wonder if any of these places have homemade biscuits. They've never asked me to make any, but now
He just volunteered, everyone.
eggs, potatoes, tomatoes. They do have tomatoes. Good sliced tomatoes.
Yeah,
There will be ham. That's country ham too,
that's
not
right.
city ham.
Nope.
Sausage, bacon, coffee, milk, juice, and all of this will be Saturday, November. That's a week from this Saturday. I won't get to go this Saturday. It's not. I don't want to be there. 7
I
to
hate
10.
that.
7. That's just 3 hours of eating time. They request a modest donation per plate,
And it goes. Read what it goes to.
and the donations will be used for the veterans' charities.
That's right. So it's for a
And
very good
They
cause.
do a good work. And this is sponsored this week from tomorrow,
Yeah.
by the Manderley Farms. You know where they are?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember
That's
where
the
it
farm
is.
that used to belong to Mark Lloyd Stevens down East Valley Road, down Lower East Valley Road.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's
Manderley
good. They
Farms.
sponsor that.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Okay, I've done mine.
Well, that's an important thing. A lot of stuff coming up, folks. Always something going on, aren't they, Papa?
I would say that what I've been listening to on WAT radio, some of these days we're going to be tied up all day long going hither and yon.
Probably. You're
Better-
probably right about that.
Better have a deep billfold.
Yeah, that's right.
Deep pocket.
I also want to remind everyone the Bledsoe County Nursing Home, they're inviting everyone to visit their zoo on Halloween.
Zoo.
Halloween night, trick or treat at the nursing home, Papa, from 4 to 5:30 p.m. and they're calling it the zoo.
Wow. I was up there Wednesday, had a Bible study.
Did you see the zoo?
No. But we had a good time.
Well, good.
A couple of people from Cold Springs Baptist Church went with me, 3 people in fact, and they sang and played piano and helped me
Great.
out. And then we had another lady, her name is Gail. She came and sang a couple of songs, and so instead of listening to Albert for 30 minutes teach the Bible, they got treated to some music, some singing, and they all took part.
That's good.
It was beautiful.
That is. And they enjoy you up there. That's a good thing you do.
Well,
I don't want to make your head too big and
I
get your ego out of line
letting
here.
me come up there.
Well, good.
Had Carolyn not been up there for 20 months, I dare say I would not have gotten involved.
Right, right.
So it opened my eyes.
It did. Okay, well, before we go to our first break, I'm going to allow you to do last week's trivia answers.
Oh, well,
And then
how
we'll go
nice
to the
you
break.
are.
Oh, yeah, I get that a lot, you know. I
Last
try.
week's trivia. All right. Question number 1 was, during FDR's time as president, what city and where came to be known as the Little White House?
Not a clue. Way before my
I've
time.
been there, went there, just because that was the place that served as the White House
Is
away
it-
from the White House.
Is it in Tennessee?
It's Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
Warm Springs, Georgia.
Warm Springs, Georgia. Okay.
See, he was a polio victim.
I do remember that now that you say that.
Okay, question number 2. In what state did the Wizard of Oz take place?
Kansas.
Very good.
Yeah.
Addie told you.
She did not.
3rd question. Name the lead actor in Grapes of Wrath.
I don't know that one. What was it?
Henry Fonda. You would remember.
Oh,
you would
I don't
remember
remember
Grapes of
him.
Wrath, but you
No.
might have read the book. It's a classic. One of those
I've
classics.
heard of it. Is he? I'm sure he's kin to Jane Fonda then.
I'm sure that's the same set, same
Okay.
family. John, yeah.
That's a Hollywood family, I believe.
But now let me tell you, the Grapes of Wrath is a true story of the Dust Bowl back in the 30s, maybe late 30s, depicting how dry it got out there.
Oh yeah.
People had to leave because everything was covered up with dust.
Was this out
And
west?
out of Oklahoma, and they went to California. This particular family, because they heard there was work in California.
Yeah. Well, there probably was.
It's a beautiful story.
Okay.
I think that's one of John Steinbeck's stories.
Heard of him.
You should have. Fourth question. Who made Rhinestone Cowboy into a hit song?
Glenn Campbell.
Now that's too easy.
We play that on here a lot.
I know you do.
Good song.
I think I've asked for it.
You have. Good song.
The hard question that no one answered.
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, because they wanted me to take the bag of candy home with me. The prize was a bag of candy.
Yeah,
remember?
that's the reason. Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
Listen, I talked to a lady today. Her dad was in the group that went up on Mount Surabaki and raised that flag. He was behind the group that he actually saw them
Really?
raise the flag. His name was Norman Brown, Mac Brown's uncle.
Oh, okay.
Really? But anyway, in the raising of the flag over Iwo Jima, how many Marines did it? And name the Indian. And this is important because you should know it.
I don't know why you think I would know that.
Because of the song that Johnny Cash sings on this radio.
Ira Hayes?
Right.
Oh, well,
That
I
was
got
the
it.
name of the Indian. It's a true story. I've told you a long time ago.
Did you give me that clue last week, though?
I think I did.
Did he?
I told you a long time ago, in a country song.
Ira Hayes, that's how I'd know it, just that song, yeah.
But the people that write the song, they're telling a story.
I wonder if Johnny wrote it or not.
No, I'm sure he didn't write it. It had to be somebody give them permission to, because it's that whiskey drinking Ira Hayes.
Yeah.
He was a drunk.
Yeah.
But
Call him drunken Ira Hayes. Yep.
Right.
I remember that part.
But there were 6 Marines that erected the flag on Mount Surabaki. And I have got a feature on Iwo Jima I'm going to do one day, just an essay I want to read. It's interesting. Very interesting. 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 I need to do a study on English on it.
It's interesting. I can answer that one. Let's not get too complicated here now.
There it is, Iwo Jima. I've got it. Okay.
Oh, wow. Yep, you do. The birthday winners this week are Bradley Hargis Pizza King, Marianne Campbell Friends Flowers, Sheldon White Elite Market, and Miss Jimmy Moody, the Shabby Peacock.
Jimmy Moody. She lost her husband here a while back.
Yeah.
And Marianne Campbell, by George, I bet she's 75 years old.
I don't think so.
What about it, Sweet Mary?
Yeah,
What
she's
about
going to
it,
love
Sweet
you
Mary?
for that one.
She calls me Sweet Albert.
I want to thank some of our sponsors, Bilbrey Insurance on Spring Street, right behind Howard Upchurch Law Office. Go see Bilbrey Insurance for all your insurance needs, and they can really help you out with senior issues. They specialize in that. That's Bilbrey Insurance. Go see Miss Judy Yates at the Loom for all your quilting fabrics and notions, custom-made pillows, shams, curtains, crafts, flowers, and clothing alterations are available. She's open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5, and she's right here on Cumberland Avenue. She's our neighbor.
And she does the alterations for me.
And she asked, we got to remember at 3:30. So I'm putting you and Allie to the test here to remember. We got to congratulate her grandson, Terrell, for making the honor roll.
He made the honor roll.
And she's proud of that. So he can
She
hear
ought
us
to be.
say it.
She ought to be.
She is.
I'm proud.
I am too. And he'll be able to hear us at 3:30. So I'll say it
Yeah, he'll be out.
again. And y'all don't let me forget now.
3:30.
That's right. And we're sponsored by Sales Building Supply and Elite Market, Scotty's. Go get you a good little burger. They're famous for that.
You
Right
can't
here
buy
on Main Street.
You can't buy a Scotty burger anywhere in town except up there.
Wow.
I've observed that.
Yeah, you're very observant. Nothing gets past you by Georgie. Subway sponsors us over on the bypass. They have breakfast now.
They've got deals right now. You can get a 6-inch sub for $3 if you got the coupon.
Well, that's not bad at all.
Any one of them.
That's right. And of course, the courthouse always supports us. Carolyn Terry, Michael Walker, Lisa Wheeler. Thank you guys. Erica Bice at Beyond the Basics Hair Salon. Also our neighbor on Cumberland Avenue. You'll get you a haircut by Erica, or you can get a tan She's got a tan in bed. You can get a spray tan, pedicure, manicure. Go check it out. Beyond the Basics Hair Salon, right by Bledsoe Telephone Co-op.
It's not very far away, is it?
No, not
I
at
don't
all.
know where that is.
I bet you do too.
Well, a spray tan doesn't seem fair because I'm sure people that get a tan get a tan legitimately by exposing themselves to the rays of the sun at intervals during the day. Girls will take the bra loose so they don't get a strap showing back there.
Right.
But if you can spray a tan on,
Okay.
you can spray it on in 10 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, I believe so.
Just doesn't seem fair.
Right. And responsible by Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau?
Down by the high school. You can see Matt Massagale for all your home, auto, and life insurance needs. That's Farm Bureau Insurance. All right, it's time to take a break, and we'll be back. We'll do some trivia, talk some sports, and then we'll have some more talk.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Never know what we're going to talk about, do we?
No, I don't tell you.
Yeah. That's real fair, isn't it, guys? Yeah.
Well, I don't want it to seem rehearsed.
Oh, it's not rehearsed. We can guarantee you that, folks. It's not. We wing it.
Swear on a stack of Bible.
That's right. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks for listening to the Albert and Billy Show. All right, welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show.
Did you enjoy your break?
I did. I think Allie enjoys our breaks, too.
I sit right here.
We need a blooper reel. It'd be pretty popular.
You make a lot of them.
I do. I think you do, too. That's debatable. I want to give a shout out to more of our sponsors I forgot. Music Makers, just behind us. Yes, Music Makers, brand new business here in Pikeville. And, of course, Citizens Tri-County Bank.
Don't forget Citizens Tri-County.
Yeah, they sponsored us from the get-go. So, got to give a shout out to those two.
But you know what? Do you realize how many businesses are on Cumberland Avenue? Not to mention Bledsoe Telephone.
Well, that is true.
There's a lot of activity on Nickel Road.
There is.
I believe it should be renamed to Nine Road.
What does that mean?
A lot more business.
Oh, okay.
Twice as much.
Speak English.
From a nickel to a dime.
Okay, well, we'll do this week's trivia, then sports, and then we got a few different things we'll go over.
Yeah, I like to catch you off guard.
Yeah,
see,
I know you do.
You don't try to help me come up with anything to talk about.
No.
You leave it purely up to me. So when I get here,
well, that's a dig, isn't
you
it?
always say, well, what are we going to talk about today, Papa?
Yeah, well, just throw me under the bus there, why don't you?
But
well, if you ever need my help researching or coming up with an idea, I can do it.
You come up with the idea, I will talk with you.
We'll talk about it.
Billy and Albert Show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I just have the idea about the trivia. So let's do the trivia.
Yeah, it's the Albert and Billy Show. You got the name wrong.
No, I wanted to give you the deferment. You're my boss. You think I got it backwards on purpose. I did. It was on
yeah, I know. Well, let's hear your trivia, and then we'll go to sports.
Sports category today.
Well, that's good. It segues right into sports, okay?
I think maybe you will do better at this one.
I'm better at the sports ones usually,
What sport is privy to the name citation? Don't answer now.
I know.
But you know, don't you?
Think so, yeah.
Very easy question. Question number 2. Who was Joe Engel?
Who's Joe Engel? I'll have to think about that
People
one.
know that one. People know that one.
Remember, folks, the last one, though, is the call-in question.
Right. Question number 3. Fernando Valenzuela was a professional athlete. Name the team he played with and the position he filled on the team.
Okay.
That's not hard, is it?
I'm not 100% on the team part. I know the sport.
Okay. So it's too easy so far.
Not too easy. No.
Question number 4. When Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in baseball back in 1947, who was the second player to be signed out of the Negro League? And
that's what they called it?
It was the Negro Leagues.
Wow. That is old.
They had their own professional baseball league.
Yeah.
And that's where they got Jackie Robinson from. He was excelling in that sport in their league, doing quite well. And Buzzy Bavashi, the Dodger bigwig, liked the idea of bringing a man in and breaking it and let's go with it. And that's the one player he picked out of the whole shebang.
And I'm glad they don't refer to it as a Negro League anymore. That is disrespectful.
Well,
so we've come a long way as far as that goes.
Okay. Yes, I'll admit that. But I gave the information the way it was.
Yeah, I know.
But who was the second player to be signed from the Negro League, and who signed him? Give me the name of the player that was second behind Jackie Robinson the next year.
Oh, okay.
And what team signed him? Of course, we know it's baseball, don't we? I said that. Okay, the hard question. Hard question. Question number 5. Name 3 sets of brothers that played professional baseball. Don't look.
I'm thinking. I couldn't read your writing, no way.
Oh, well.
Name 3 sets of brothers that played baseball.
Professional baseball.
I don't know.
Watch for the phone. I mean,
if you know the answer, call 447-2906. But I don't know that one.
What do you get? The bag of candy?
Yeah, we got some Halloween candy or a knife. Yeah, whatever.
They'd rather have the candy right now.
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Maybe you'll do one where people can answer and they can win it sometime. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, folks? Yeah. I dare you to have trivia next week that doesn't go back past 1980. That is your challenge for next week. We got to mix it up some. I like the old questions, and that's great. But let's be fair here. Some of them are hard to guess for people that were not around at that time.
How many questions have not been called in an answer to?
At least 2. At least 2.
2 out of a year? That's not bad.
Yeah, but they're still hard. But that is a challenge for you. So
it would be a challenge. I don't live
you can
past
do it.
80. I live prior
Yes,
to 80.
you do. 1980 was good grief. That was a long time ago.
Well, 1980, I was years old.
It's a lot younger. So I think you can do it. Well, I'll say this. I challenge you to have 3 questions that don't go past 1980. How about that?
Let me tell you something.
We'll take baby steps in this.
But let me be honest with you. I do not categorize them yearly as they come to me.
But that's a challenge for you.
Be a real challenge.
I think you can do it.
How can I date things? I hardly know my name.
Oh, whatever. Now he's telling one.
Baseball. Baseball.
Yeah, what about your Dodgers?
Somehow I knew that was coming. Wait till next year. Wait till the Cubs always said that.
Yeah, for 100 years.
Cubs since 1906. They're there.
I was saying this morning, talking with Dan, I was like, man, I feel sorry for their fans. They are die-hard fans to wait over 100 years for a championship. That's pitiful.
Well, it's plumb pathetic. Mr. Warden would say plumb pathetic.
It is.
Listen, we went to a game in Chicago to Wrigley Field,
and
the fans out in the bleachers, those were the bleacher, no, it might have been bleacher bums in Brooklyn. But anyway, there was a bunch of them that always was set out there. But you could see people on rooftops behind the stadium sitting out on their verandas watching the ball game.
Really?
Yeah. Neat, buddy.
Wrigley Field is very unique.
Oh,
isn't it?
It is. And you could time O'Hare Airport was nearby. You could the planes came about every minute and 22 seconds.
Wow.
Come across your vision, you see those planes coming up.
That would take some getting used to.
But baseball, the World Series is going on. We've had 2 games under our belt so far. Cleveland Indians won 1, Chicago Cubs won 1. Got a game 3 coming on tonight.
Yeah.
Coming on tonight.
We're at Cleveland or Chicago?
It's at Chicago.
Okay, Wrigley Field.
The Cubs split in Cleveland, so now they're going back.
So now they have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, because there'd be 3. 3 at Chicago. And were they to win 3 in a row?
That'd be great. To win it in Chicago and let them celebrate.
All right, now the last time I remember the Cleveland Indians being in the World Series was 1954.
Yeah, they've had a long wait too.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. 1954.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
In 1954, this is the advantage of Albert over Billy. The span of a baseball season now is 162 games. Throughout the season, you have 162 games. In 1954, they only played 154 games.
Okay.
Cleveland that year in 1954 won 111 ball games out of 154.
Wow.
Is that amazing?
That's dominating.
Is that amazing?
Yeah, that's real good.
dominating. So here's the World Series breaking out. They're playing the New York Giants, not San Francisco Giants. They were in New York. The Cleveland Indians had a fella pitching by the name of Bob Felder. He was one of the greatest pitchers of all time. One of the greatest pitchers. See, that's the advantage of prior to 1980. Some of your greatest ball players played before 1980, Billy. I can't have it because God let them be born when
I agree, but I'm just saying, let's, level the playing field here and give the folks
when I see another
an equal
pitcher,
chance.
When I see another pitcher as good as Bob Felder,
I'm sure there's been some.
Bob Felder was one of their pitchers. Early Wynn was the second one.
Think of some of the great players of the 80s. Larry Bird, Michael Jordan.
That's in basketball.
Who cares? We're talking sports.
I'll mention Larry Bird sometime. I'll mention Magic Johnson.
And that was my favorite player, Larry Bird.
I like Magic
and the
Johnson.
Celtics.
He owns the Dodgers.
He does.
But
and the
anyway,
Sparks, Candace Parker's team. He was there when they won the championship. He hugged her.
Yeah, okay. But listen, Cleveland had everything going their way. They won 111 ball games, had the three biggest winners in baseball that year.
Right.
Bob Felder, Early Wynn, and Mike Garcia. Guess what happened in 1954?
What?
The Giants beat them 4 straight.
Oh, that's probably one of the biggest
The
upsets
Giants
in
beat
history.
them 4 straight.
That should not have happened.
No, but they had a pitch hitter. The Giants did. His name was Dusty Rhodes. And he demolished their pitching.
Okay.
So
that's
anyway,
what
that was in
happened.
1954.
Big
Okay.
upset. Huge upset.
Yeah. Football. Who do we play tomorrow?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
We should win. I'm not going to lie, I've not watched South Carolina, I don't think any this year, but I know they're not having a great year.
Not yet. if they beat Tennessee, that'd be great.
For them, it would be.
We've got some good news. We had a week off to heal.
That's right.
Kirkland's back.
That's great. That's great.
Good news. Hurd may get to play.
That's good news too.
Bad news.
Camaro's out.
Kamara's out.
That's going to hurt.
He's
him.
the brightest spot we have on our team right now.
Is he out for the rest of the season?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's gone.
I thought they would win the rest of their games, but I don't know now.
Well, okay.
It's the easiest part of the schedule, though.
November has always been blessed for Tennessee.
Yeah, they rarely
because
lose.
of the competition. You got Tennessee Tech, you got Kentucky, you got Vanderbilt, you got Missouri. That should be 4 wins. We've got 5 right now. If we win tomorrow, that'd be 6. We'll have a 10-2 record. Not bad. But
I hope they can do it. I would feel more confident, without these injuries.
well, I would too.
Yeah.
But here's another factor. The last 4 years against South Carolina, we've won by a total of 11 points in 4 years.
Ooh. But that could have been the Steve Spurrier era, though.
Well, part of it was. Steve Spurrier quit in the middle of the year.
And South Carolina was nationally ranked those years.
They were, well, 1 year they finished 11-2. Well, we had one of those wins.
Yeah.
But 2 of those games were decided in the final minute. And maybe 1 or 2 of them were decided on the last play of the game.
So this could be a good game.
So I'm just saying, South Carolina has not been a patsy for Tennessee.
Now, where is it, in Knoxville or Columbia?
It's on the road.
It's at South Carolina, yeah. Then they then they have a nice home stretch, 3 games in a row in Knoxville.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech.
Tennessee Tech, Missouri, and Kentucky, and then they close at Vanderbilt.
No, usually we always close Kentucky.
Yeah, they've switched it up this
But
year.
here's the thing about Kentucky. What about Kentucky? If Kentucky, right now, they're in better shape in the East than we are. We've got to let Florida. We've got to make Florida get beat 1 game.
Yeah.
And Kentucky can go to a bowl game if they win their next 2 games.
Right. Right.
If they
But I think Florida could. They could lose. They could lose. It's definitely possible. I sure hope so.
Well, anyway, tomorrow at 6:15 our time, we will play on ESPN2 against
Okay.
South Carolina.
What time again, though?
6:15 our time.
Okay.
We want to win.
Big game.
We want to win.
Go Big Orange.
Let me tell you something. If we win out, now this is a hypothetical situation. If we win out, there'll be 5 more wins.
Mm-hmm.
Count tomorrow.
Right.
And if Florida loses one game, we will be in the SEC championship game.
Against Alabama.
Who wants to play Alabama again?
Well,
Wow.
it would give them a chance to redeem themselves and maybe make a better showing of themselves. But
Well,
without Camaro, though, I doubt it. It'll be tough.
well, you know,
Jalen Hurd better be ready to play. Is all I can say.
Kentucky played them. They got beat 29 points.
I know,
We got beat 39 points.
but Alabama was geared up for Tennessee, though, a lot more than they were for Kentucky.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Tonight, Bledsoe plays their last game.
Meigs County. You can listen
Meigs
to it here
County.
on WUAT.
Live.
You can watch it on Valley TV next week. Mike and Bradley has the call for both.
What about that? You know,
Oh, and yeah, these come into play at some point. That's what that's about, by
can
the
you make
way.
them sound? Those are home.
Yeah.
No, they're bells.
You can see them on some of the football games. They went missing, but they turned up here.
Don't look at me.
It's an
Okay.
inside joke.
Okay. Basketball.
Basketball.
UTC first.
Okay.
Men and women.
Okay.
Both favored to win the Southern Conference.
That's good. Not surprising.
No, not surprising. Their ladies team won 24 games last year. You know Tennessee.
They've dominated that
You know
conference.
Tennessee won 24 games last year. Our women's team.
Yeah,
Where we
worst
lost
year.
14.
Yeah, worst year in probably
Worst.
history.
But anyway, UTC.
I mean, they did make a run in the tournament, but still, it don't
I don't
undo what they.
Do you think? Well, let's get back to UTC. Don't get me on Tennessee yet.
And don't get me started on Holly Warlick.
I haven't even mentioned her name.
I'm glad.
UTC. the men's team. No, let's see. The women's team. They're ranked 4th in the mid majors.
Oh, that's good.
I think
That's
they are.
good.
And this
They
year,
got a great coach.
yeah, they've got Connecticut on their schedule.
Well, they played
Connecticut.
UConn last year, and at halftime we're just down a few points.
And
They can play with anybody.
well, they're
they
going to
really
play
can.
5 NCAA teams this year in their
Oh,
scheduling.
really?
And
Yeah.
so somebody's on the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
They're on ball.
That's a very powerful mid-major team.
Right. Okay, Tennessee men. What about us? We won 15 games last year and lost 19.
Yeah, we'll do good to win 5 this year. They're just too young, and the coach hadn't had time to recruit enough yet.
Our recruiting ranking was 38th,
Mm-hmm.
and there's
That's
going to
not
be
very good
there's
at
going to be
all.
5 or 6 freshmen on the floor a lot.
And 38th is, let's face it, that's terrible. That's not recruiting good at all.
Barring second team, then won't be well. It's not going to set the woods on fire.
No, it's not.
No way.
Now Holly, I'll have to give her this. They're recruiting really good this year. So maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel on that. We'll have to wait and see.
Well,
But now the men have to step it up in the recruiting game for sure.
we'll see.
I gave him a free pass last year. Not no more. He's got to prove himself now.
Well,
Rick Barnes has got to step it up.
what about Russell? Russell hit the scene 3 years ago. She was supposed to be the next Candace Parker.
Yeah,
She was going to be the salvation of the ball,
Yeah.
lead us out of the woods.
yeah.
She's 6'6".
She
She's
should
the
dominate.
She should. But now go
But
back.
she don't.
Well,
She don't.
go back to the tournament, Ohio State.
Mm,
She scored
did.
25 points.
Yeah.
Where
she
has
did.
she been?
That's what I was wondering. So a lot of fans are wondering, why can't she dominate?
Well, if she doesn't, the forecourt is very weak this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to miss Graves.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have
definitely.
anybody to take her place, really.
Well, I mean, they got a junior college transfer, but we'll just have to wait and see how she does.
I'd say the whole scheme is going to be get the ball into Russell. Get the
They're
ball
going to
into
try
Russell.
it, yeah.
If they can, but they'll pack it in on her. She will wait to get the ball.
Yeah, that other post, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the junior college transfer.
So if you have an outside shooter, you can nullify that by shooting outside.
That's been a problem, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a big problem. They really struggle from three-point
Okay,
land.
while we're on the subject of basketball, what about Golden State?
They really flubbed up their first game, didn't they?
With all the weapons they've got, they managed to lose.
Yeah.
In 2 years, they've lost 4 games at home, and then they lost the first game of the season.
I was really surprised by that. I mean, San Antonio is legit.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're no joke, but still, shouldn't have happened.
No way. At home to get beat, and I'm not kidding.
And the first game.
They've only lost 4 games at home in 2 years.
Yeah, and to mess up that bad, it's not a good sign for things to come for them. But I have a feeling they'll right the ship. They have a lot of talent.
Oh, they'll right the ship. Okay.
They have to learn how to play together, though.
While we're on the subject of sports, I'd like for you to tell me what you think is the most dangerous sport for a person, an athlete, to be involved in.
Hockey would be one.
Hockey. Let me write that down. I want to write down your list and see how they compare with mine.
Okay.
Hockey.
After this, we'll have to go to a break.
Hockey is one. Is that the worst one? Is that the most dangerous
Well, I mean, you put me on the spot here. I think that's a pretty good guess, don't you?
That's one of mine.
Dangerous.
Most dangerous sport an athlete can get.
Boxing?
Boxing, that's one of mine. I wouldn't want anybody to hit me in the head, would you?
Right.
Hard as they could?
Right.
Even with a glove?
Right. Baseball.
Baseball? It's not dangerous.
If you get hit in the head.
Herb Score got hit. Line drive off the bat.
There was Dan holding up the Frankenstein book. We talked about it that earlier. Off the subject, but he's getting me that book. You would be interested in Frankenstein.
I would.
And the trivia.
I remember
he left some Frankenstein trivia. I said you'd know all those answers.
I remember when Frankenstein, I watched the first one that came out.
Yeah.
Probably 8 years old.
But we'll get back to sports real quick so we can take a break.
Okay. What else is dangerous?
Dangerous sport. Well, football can be dangerous.
It can. A lot of concussions, particularly targeting. The way that they hit with that helmet, they want to hurt you.
And there's a lot of head injuries.
A lot of concussions. Football. I put them down. I did.
That's all I can really think of on the spot like that.
Well, I want you to consider mountain climbing.
Well, yeah, that would be very dangerous.
What about people that go up Mount Everest and die?
Oof.
They go up there to die.
Yeah, I don't know what they get out. It must be a major rush of adrenaline. But I say have at it. Have at it.
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved.
Because I'm not doing it.
Airplane riding. That's
he won't even ride a plane, so can you see him trying to climb a mountain? Not going to happen. Well, tell me one more of yours and we'll go to a break.
Auto racing.
Yeah. I didn't think of that, but obviously, yeah. I watched Dale Earnhardt die.
I don't see
Not die, but his fatal wreck.
Yeah.
I was watching that race live, Papa.
You were watching it live.
And he wrecked. And when you seen the wreck, it didn't look like it would have killed him. But it was where all the impact, his neck, it broke his neck.
Well, they're driving 125 miles
exactly.
an hour. And you know, I'm surprised that they don't have more flips.
I am too.
But when they wreck, they just skid. Have you ever noticed? Rarely do they flip.
Yeah. That is true.
They're gifted drivers. They know what they're doing.
They have to be. But it's very dangerous.
I think soccer's dangerous too, because you're kicking.
Once again, another head
well,
issues
you're kicking with your feet.
Oh yeah.
Well, what about
use the head? Yeah.
What about roller skating?
Roller skating.
Professionally, where they get the
roller derby. Yeah, that would be.
That's dangerous.
That could get very rough.
Rugby. You ever played rugby?
Rugby is rough. That's like British football.
And we don't want to play badminton because we don't know what that thing is that you play.
But I don't think it's dangerous though.
It's not dangerous, but I said
unless I got mad and decided knock you over the head with it. With the racket.
What would you hit me with? A birdie or a bird or
the racket. I'd take the racket and be like, enough already of this badminton crap.
Take a break.
We're going to take a break, and then we're going to discuss a variety of things, right?
Well, I want to talk about the 16 things that are purely American.
All right, sounds good. We'll be right back, folks. You're listening to the Albert and Billy Show. Okay, welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show. And we want to congratulate Miss Judy Yates' grandson. Of course, she owns the loom. She's our neighbor.
And our sponsor.
And a sponsor of the Albert and Billy Show. Terrell, that's her grandson. He made honor roll, so congratulations, buddy. Congratulations, Terrell, making the honor roll. We're proud of you.
If Casey ever makes it, we'll call her name too.
Yeah. All right, well, let's hear some of what you got to say.
This is a repeat. I've done this before, but I had a request to repeat it.
Okay.
Back earlier in the year, I think maybe in July, the Smithsonian Institute had put out a call for entries in a contest to determine 101 purely American articles, purely American identifiable things that no one else in the world could make claim to except America. So they had 137 million entries.
Goodness.
137 million. And they had the chore was to come up with 101 out of those 137 million. So I have condensed the 101 down to just 16 that I would like to repeat over the airwaves, so that people will be attuned to it that might not have heard it back in July.
I've been to the Smithsonian. Great place. Great place.
Well, you know, Carolyn talked about it.
It's
you
a good place to go visit.
You couldn't do it in one day, could you?
No, it'd be very difficult to do that, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's hear them.
This is an article that came out of Parade magazine. I steal a lot of my, I don't use the word steal. I get a lot of my material out of Parade magazine. I guess you've noticed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Who we are and why we are American. That's what this is all about.
Okay.
You know the Italian phrase "e pluribus unum"?
I sure don't.
It's on your coins.
Is it?
It's on your coins. It means out of many, one.
Okay.
Out of many,
makes sense.
And so that's what we are, Americans.
Right.
We're many.
We're not Italian, so that's kind of crazy.
But the phrase fits, out of many, because this is a nation of immigrants, and that's one of the things that's coming up in the election this year is immigration and the immigrants that are here. But anyway, Parade magazine paraded several national treasures for us to look at, and so I'm going to go over some of these that we have in common.
All right.
As Americans. Okay.
Sounds good.
Here's number one.
Okay.
First treasure. The 1,340 word document that told Britain we're our own boss. It's called the Declaration of Independence. That's number one.
It's important.
It's number one.
Yeah.
We told them to get off our property and don't come back.
Get lost.
Yeah. Second, you won't believe this, potato chips.
That's very American.
Potato chips. They were called Saratoga chips to begin with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they were made in New York way back in 1853.
In Saratoga, New York. Saratoga Springs.
Might have been. I hadn't thought about that. We've got an area in Bledsoe County called Saratoga. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Billy, if you would just listen to me, I could teach you a lot. Third thing they said.
Okay.
And this happened 60 years ago.
Okay.
There was a lady that her name was Laura Ingalls.
Little House on the Prairie.
Wilder.
Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Okay. It was her life depicting the westward movement by America. And that is the third item that's included in this institute
That's a big one. That was a very, very popular show.
Well, it was fiction from Little House on the Prairie, but it
But
was
it's from her
based
books,
on
yeah.
Okay, the fourth,
Mhm.
the cowboy. Now I know there are
Yeah.
cowboys in other parts of the world, but who else has a Buffalo Bill Cody? Who else has a John Wayne? Who else has a Roy Rogers or Hopalong Cassidy or Gene Autry? It's America.
Italians don't have that, do they?
No, they don't have that. But the cowboy, it embodies the individualism of the male and the American values that we all hold, and those Saturday westerns right next door to where we are, to my left, were big time in Pikeville. Twice a day you could go into that theater and see a western movie. You had a matinee in the afternoon, you had a night show every Saturday night. Same movie, but you got to see Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and Hopalong Cassidy and Johnny Mac Brown, and I could go on and on. But anyway, it was the cowboy. The fifth, the Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign has 4,000 lights in it, and it's one of the major tourist attractions in the country.
Of course it is,
People
yeah.
go there just to see it. Built back in 1923.
I didn't know that.
1923.
Very American, though.
Oh yeah, it's easily identifiable.
That's right.
The reason it's so popular, and the reason I guess they did it, it represents that anybody's dream can come true.
Yes.
Can you picture yourself?
That's what it
movie
means.
star?
Of course.
Well, I can't.
Well,
No,
I can't. Listen
I
at
can't
you.
be. I can't be. You were a male model at one time.
I was, yeah.
I had a lot of people tell me that you looked a lot like me.
Oh, did
The sixth, the sixth out of 101 was Stevie Wonder.
Oh, that's surprising.
An individual. But he made his first album at age 13.
Didn't know that. Was he always blind?
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was or not.
At 65, he's sold more than 100 million records.
That's
He has
a lot.
22 Grammys,
That's a lot.
and he looms large on the American pop culture scene.
He does. That's true.
His hit, Isn't She Lovely? You remember that?
Yeah.
You want me to sing a few bars?
No.
The song, though, Isn't She Lovely, was his tribute to his first daughter, Aisha.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he's blind, but he said, Isn't she lovely? Can you imagine that?
I know.
Stevie Wonder.
His dreams come true.
Yeah. Seventh, you won't believe this in me, the front porch. See, you don't have a front porch.
I do
at your
believe
house.
that. That is very
I don't
American.
have a front porch at my house. But when I was a boy, you know what we did? You know what we
Allie
did?
has a front porch.
But you know what we did on our front porch? What it was
You
used for?
sat and talked and visited, and that's
That's
the American way.
That's okay, but why?
No, I don't know. You tell me.
Because it was hot, you had to wait for the house to cool down.
Okay, didn't know that.
Pure and simple. That's Albertology.
That
Hey.
figures.
Hey, the John Deere tractor, the
Yeah,
green and yellow
Yeah.
tractor.
that makes sense.
It's out of the 137 million entries.
Yeah.
That was one. Okay, ninth, another individual, Walt Disney
Oh
and his
yeah.
empire.
Yeah, definitely.
His empire.
Disney World, Disneyland.
You know why he was so successful?
Mm-mm.
He touched the child in all of us.
That's a good way to put it.
Touched the child in all of us.
There's a lot of adults that'll watch Disney shows, Disney movies. A lot.
When our kids were small, they didn't want to go to church at 6 o'clock on Sunday night because they wanted to stay and watch Disney.
Oh, really?
But guess what they
They're
did?
very popular.
Guess what they did?
Well, I don't know. What?
They went to church.
Oh, well, yeah.
10.
10, number 10. Okay.
They went crying. The 10th one, and I just recently read To Kill a Mockingbird.
You know, I would think by you saying that, going to church on Sundays would be very American.
Well, I'd like to think it is worldwide, but you know,
Very American. I mean, it is an American thing, especially Southern, especially in the South.
I did a survey one time. I was Brotherhood director for our association, and I did a survey one Monday morning of all the churches in town, not in the county, in the city limits. And the previous day's attendance for a church morning worship service in Pikeville was 600. That's been many years ago. But out of a couple thousand people,
that's pretty good.
That's not very good, I don't know. But anyway, Scout Finch.
Out of couple. Oh, okay. I said.
It's not very much percentage.
I thought you were meaning 1,000 people was your ratio, because that would have been real good. I'm with you now.
But I would like to think that now there's some churches in this town that's running over 100.
Oh, that number would be well up now.
The Scout Finch, from the story
To Kill a Mockingbird, yeah.
Harper Lee wrote that story. And
classic.
Atticus Finch is the lawyer that defended the black man in the story. And this is his daughter. And the story is told first person, Scout Finch.
Yes.
That's the reason she's so important in the story.
It is. It's a great story.
It is. Very powerful. The 11th item that made the 101 list was Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I can see that too. Civil rights leader.
Remember he said, I have a dream.
Yes.
The
Very
12th
powerful.
out of the 101. And I would not have imagined this, but I did a series not long ago on the National Park System, because it was their anniversary this year.
Yeah.
I think 200 years, I can't remember, but the National Park System is one of the things that is listed as outstanding as American, because let's face it, there are 84 million acres in 50 states of prime real estate, and you and I are part owners. We are citizens of the United States of America. It's ours to enjoy.
Good way to look at it.
And our taxes pay the upkeep. Probably the purchase and everything.
But you still have to pay to go see it.
No, you don't have to pay to get in Fall Creek Falls.
No,
that's not a
true.
Park.
That's true.
Okay, the 13th, we're about through. It's the awesome 94-year-old Betty White. Another individual. But Betty White's health is waning.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you see that at?
Patricia told me.
Well, where'd she see that at?
I don't know, but I don't doubt her.
Well, I'd like to talk to her about it, because she was just on a show the other night and she looked just fine.
Well, I'm sure that was on.
No, it was not the Golden Girls. She was 94 years old. She was on a game show. I'm talking 2 weeks ago.
Well,
so I don't know if it's waning that much.
I have never known Patricia to be wrong before, but
well, we're all wrong at some time or another.
I said I never have known it before. Okay.
I'm going to ask her where she got it from. Is all I'm saying.
You probably want to when we're eating supper. The 14th, the 14th out of 101 was the Converse tennis shoe, just canvas.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No, but I understand
Converse tennis shoe. Well, yeah, it's the shoe.
Yeah, but
I tried to find a pair of those to mold my yard in, and I never could find a pair. And I found out up buying an old pair of tennis shoes that I didn't like, so I guess I'm more barefooted. The 15th out of 101, and I only have 16. The Vietnam Memorial.
Oh, that should be on there. It should be.
58,000 names on the Vietnam Memorial.
And tell everybody where that's located.
Hey, do you know that there's a portable one? And the man that George Reed bought the funeral home from in Whitwell had a truck, and he took that portable around the United States, and he had a big old truck, semi-truck that he drove.
Yeah.
And there was a television program on television where they redid your vehicle for you.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. They did his one night, and he was from Whitwell. I knew him. He was at George's house one night.
Really?
When I retired.
Wow.
Yeah.
That come on CMT. It was a very popular show. I just can't think of the name of it.
They did his rig, and there he and his wife were, and they didn't know it all what all was going on, you know.
Okay.
But
well, I like that. I think I remember you telling me that story, but I'd forgotten about it.
But there are 4 million visitors go.
Trick my truck. That was it. Trick my truck. Something like that. They really fixed it up. Nice.
Well, they spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
They showed him working on it and everything, but it was people like him, you know. Not They wouldn't just come and fix my truck. Shoot, I don't have a truck. The Vietnam War, they have 4 million visitors.
You can be on the show, Trick My Car. Trick my red car. All right, what's number 16?
16. This is the last one. I like this
Okay.
one. Now listen, Billy. Hold your hand up. Hold your hand
Are you
up.
kidding me?
Okay. Hold it up where I can hit it. What's that
High
called?
five.
That's the high five. Let me tell you.
That should be on there.
That started in 1977.
Okay.
Let me tell you. The fellow
I bet it started way before then.
Believe me, Smithsonian Institute included this as one of 101 items, purely American. A fellow by the name of Glenn Burke had just hit his 30th home run. He's rounding the bases, tickled to death. He hit a home run, it was number 30. As he rounds the bases, he's holding his hand up high, like that.
Yeah.
The next batter, waiting for him to get across home plate for his try at a base hit, his name is Dusty Baker. He is presently manager of one of the teams in baseball. But Dusty Baker is waiting his turn. And so when Glenn Burke crosses home plate, he still has his hand up.
Okay.
Dusty Baker just slaps his hand. And there's the high five. Listen to me.
Yeah, that's when it was introduced in sports.
Glenn Burke, Dusty Baker, both played for the LA Dodgers.
Oh, here we go.
The
I had to get the Dodgers back in there.
But
so you mean to tell me you never high-fived anybody before 1977? I don't believe you if you say you didn't.
if I did, it was a high 4.
I don't believe that.
Listen, I read this out of the Parade magazine. I can't have anything.
By Georgie.
70s. But you know what?
They don't tell nothing wrong.
Well, Dan thinks everything comes off the internet is pure gospel.
Because it is.
Listen,
Well, not every.
the Dodgers were not in
If you
LA.
two don't let that go, I'm going to strangle both of
The
you.
Dodgers were not in LA in 77.
Yeah.
They were in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that.
Well, that's that.
So you think everything that comes out of, well, is it the encyclopedia is gospel, right?
Daniel Webster's pretty reliable.
He is. But I read the article he had off the internet, and it was from sources like that. And all it's saying is that's another name for it, too. So I agree with both.
No, you don't.
You're stubborn.
No, you're just siding with your employee instead of your...
I'm being right
boss.
down the middle.
No.
If I'm going right down the middle, there's different names for it. And really, it's not that big of a deal.
It is to me.
Well, it
I think
shouldn't
right's
be.
right, wrong's wrong.
There is no right and wrong sometimes.
Born Loser. Born Loser. I want to tell you,
What?
The Born Loser is a comic strip.
Talk about random topics.
Listen. The Born Loser in the paper yesterday.
You even got our producer laughing now.
His wife is reading the paper, and she says, "You take a year off your life. For every inch your waist is larger than your chest."
Okay.
And the husband, he's the Born Loser.
He's a boy.
He says, "Uh-oh." That's what the name of the comic strip is. The Born Loser.
Okay.
It's him. And he says, "Uh-oh. By my calculation, that means I died 2 years ago." For every inch around your waist that is larger than your chest,
Yeah.
he said, "I died 2 years ago." I thought that was cute.
That's funny. I've never heard of that comic strip. Is it?
I read it every day.
Oh, so it's been around for a long
Since
time.
1977.
Just like everything else.
Hey, I've got one more.
All right, say it.
I work 2 puzzles a day. I work crossword puzzle, then I work the celebrity cipher. Sometimes I work 3, but most of the time I just work 2. The celebrity cipher, you remember Elizabeth Taylor? Movie actress.
Yeah.
I think she played the National velvet whenever she first hit the scene. But Elizabeth Taylor's words in the puzzle this week were, I adore wearing gems, but not because they're mine. You can't possess radiance, you can only admire it. The celebrity cipher is something that somebody famous says.
Okay.
And when you get through working the puzzle, that's what she said.
You have to guess.
You have to guess at what each letter stands for because it's all jumbled up. But she said,
Oh, that'd be tough.
that's what she said. I adore wearing gems, but not because they're mine.
Yeah.
You can't possess radiance. You can just admire it.
Makes sense.
Pure.
Makes sense.
I'm sure she had pure gems too.
I would think so.
Diamond.
Lord knows she could afford it. Well, read number 8.
Oh, you want me to? No, that was Elizabeth Taylor.
Okay, read number 9.
Number 9. A good question to ponder. You think about this.
Okay.
Now think about this. Why does everybody stand up at a ball game and sing, "Take me out to the ball game," and you're at the game? Think about it.
Is this a trick question? I don't know why they do it.
I remember listening to the Chicago Cubs announcer,
Harry Carey.
Carey, every game at the 7th inning stretch.
Mm-hmm.
He would get up there and he'd lead the people to sing, "Take me out."
Yes.
But they're at the ball game.
Well, that's true. And he's the one that come up with that, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess he is.
I bet he's smiling down from heaven. Look how long he waited. Even through all those bad years, you know.
Yeah. But don't you know he's tickled to death?
Oh, yeah.
His son Skip was with the
Braves.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Harry Carey.
All right, well, might as well say number 10.
You want one more?
Yeah.
It won't take me just a minute.
That's fine.
Dumbo, the elephant that with the big floppy ears, turned
Classic.
Well, Brian is classic. She turned 75 years old.
What about that?
But the Dumbo character was the 4th animated film that Disney made.
Oh, okay.
And it told the tale of a baby elephant that was made fun of because of the size of the ears, and the little baby was so sad about all of it, you know. But here's 5 facts.
Yeah, I remember that.
Here's 5 facts
About Dumbo.
because Dumbo learned to fly. Listen,
Okay.
Dumbo was the first Disney animated feature set in America. Number 2.
Didn't know that.
In the original story, Dumbo the flying elephant had a sidekick that was a bird, not a mouse. I always thought it was a mouse.
Yeah?
The line in the movie, "Lots of people with big ears are famous," was a reference to Clark Gable from Gone with the Wind. Number 4, like all Disney movies, Dumby contains a hidden Mickey.
Wait. Who? You said Dumbo, right?
Dumbo
That for a minute I thought you said Gumby. So, whoa, we're off on something else. Okay.
Contains a hidden Mickey. When Dumbo takes a bath, Mickey's face appears in one of the bubbles.
You know, okay, you told me this the other day, and I did not realize that in all the Disney movies, you do see a Mickey Mouse face or something to a Mickey Mouse in each one.
Yeah.
Correct?
I think that's right.
That's amazing. And a lot of times you wouldn't notice it.
There's a misprint here.
Okay.
It says when President Harry S. Truman, and it's got a period after S. Harry does not have a period after his S.
Okay.
It's just Harry S. I told Abby that a while ago. When he visited...
Told who? Allie.
Abby. I told her about it a while ago.
We go from Gumby, I thought Gumby,
When he
to
visited,
Abby.
when he visited Disneyland in 1957,
Yeah.
he refused to come aboard the attraction because Truman, a Democrat, didn't want to be seen riding in the symbol of the Republican Party. Dumbo was an elephant.
Are you kidding me?
Harry
Well,
S.
that's
Truman.
funny.
Harry S. Truman.
Pathetic and funny at the same time. He was a diehard.
But I told Larry a while ago, President Truman is the one that gave the order to drop the atomic bomb in World War II.
Yes.
And on his desk, when we went to his home and went to his museum, he had a sign on his desk that said, "The buck stops here."
Yeah.
He took full responsibility for everything. And he's the one that decided to drop the atomic bomb, and we got into atomic warfare because of that.
And not everybody would have took full responsibility for that. They like to play the blame game in politics. So can admire him for that.
I do.
Definitely. Well, give us a sneak peek of what's to come next week before we wrap it up.
Well, I have got about 150 articles to come out of the Old Farmer's Almanac.
Oh, okay.
And I've been gleaning. I did do some research, but not research. I just read the almanac.
Yeah.
And the things that garnered my attention, I'm going to pass them on. But I'm also reading for the second time the book about one of the famous people in the world. I told you about him, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I remember that show, Mr. Rogers. That.
No.
Oh, what are we talking about then?
Will Rogers. I told you.
We've talked about him before, correct?
I've read 2 books about his life, and I'm rereading a second book. And as I'm going through the book, I'm briefly getting in stages about his life that's so interesting. He died the year I was born.
I do remember you saying that. And we're going to talk about one other thing. Of course, I got to do this again. You know, this is an inside joke, everybody. We'll explain it later, but it's going to make a lot of people laugh.
Oh, you don't have to, Billy.
I'll explain it at a later date. Next week, I'm going to go ahead and volunteer to talk about something because I keep getting requests for it. You're going to talk about the robbery that happened to you when you were manager of Goodlet's. This happened in 1989. I remember it because I was a kid, but I remember it because...
How old were you?
Well, I don't know, but I remember it. I was young, but I remember
because
they were in the house.
You were born if it happened in 89.
Well, I don't know what. Yeah, I was 11 or 12 years old. Or something. But I'm just saying that.
I remember it.
I'm sure you do. But I remember it well because they were in the house for a long period of time. We found out after. These people ended up killing a manager in Tracy City. So they were very, very dangerous. They have been caught, but it's a very good story. Interesting.
No, it's not a
well,
good story.
You know what I mean. It's not going to bore nobody. It's very, very.
If it bores you, just turn your
something
head.
wrong. But Miss Sue Robinette really wants you to tell that story again on our show, and you're going to. So there you go. That'll be next week, folks, along with other stuff that he's got to talk about.
I can make that in the last 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and do.
Yeah, but it won't. I'll keep asking you questions.
Addie and I want Stan Lee.
No, Allie wants to hear the story. Yeah, so you're going to tell it next week, and it'll be more than 5 minutes, I can guarantee you that, because I'll just keep asking questions. Even though I know the story, we can drag it out. It is a good story, and
but it's real.
You survived.
It's real.
It's real, and you survived it, so.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to.
I know it. It was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's
a good word, Billy.
It was.
Scary.
A lot of people. It was very scary.
Another one.
Very scary. And I don't know. It goes to show you sometimes you gotta keep your doors locked, even in small towns, don't you?
You know, you would think I would have learned. But
we won't go into that.
I've got to leave my house unlocked because I've got a man. I want a man to come fix my dryer, so I say I'll leave my house unlocked. But he's not going to rob you.
He's not going to rob you.
No, Barry Smith wouldn't do that.
No. And we want to wish a happy birthday today one more time to Matt Colvard. Happy birthday, Matt. Hope you have a great birthday today. That's from me and Papa and everyone here at WUAT.
Matt Colvard.
Yep.
Happy
It's his birthday. And we want to thank you once again for watching us on Channel 18 Valley TV. And, of course, you can check us out on YouTube. And just type in the Albert and Billy Show YouTube. Thanks for listening and watching. Until next time.
So long, folks.
So long.